Well, yesterday, Sam Bankman-Fried, the founder of the failed cryptocurrency empire FTX, did a quite unexpected, I would say, live interview with the New York Times to discuss what happened that led to his company's downfall. And to no one's surprise, he denied any legal wrongdoing, claiming he's committed no fraud, and that at least he didn't intend to, and that all of this is just to blame on a bad month. Listen.
I didn't ever try to commit fraud on anyone. I was excited about the prospects of FTX a month ago. I saw it as a thriving, growing business. I was shocked by what happened this month.
He didn't try to commit fraud. He's just shocked by all of this, he says. Yeah, sure. Well, drunk drivers don't try to kill people in car crashes, but that's not going to free them of liability nonetheless. Andrew Sorkin, the journalist who interviewed Bankman-Fried, dug a little deeper and started to probe into what his game plan was in the off chance that a market crash did happen, which did, knowing he didn't have any money to give back to his investors. In response, he basically just pleaded ignorance. He doesn't really know.
I substantially underestimated what the scale of a market crash could look like and what the speed of it could look like and how correlated it would be.
But that just suggests that you were just perhaps hoping against hope that this would all work out and that nobody therefore would realize what this commingling was all about?
So it's not how I viewed it.
Things got even more awkward once Sorkin started reading letters from investors. This was towards the beginning of the interview. One man in particular asked, "Why did you decide to steal my life savings, SBF?" Here was SBF's response.
I mean, I'm deeply sorry about what happened.
Throughout the entire interview, he was so obviously nervous, twitching, flinching. He was chugging water. He could barely look into the camera. I understand why his lawyers advised him to not do the interview to begin with. Joining me now to discuss this is host of WatchDog on Wall Street radio show and president of Markowski Investments, Chris Markowski. Chris, I know you avidly hate cryptocurrency. You say it's air. That's fine. This whole interview, I don't know if you had a chance to watch all of it, but it was pretty bad. What's your reaction to just the clips that we played there?
It was surreal and ridiculous all rolled into one. And I wouldn't be so surprised. This is an MIT grad. He's not stupid. And I think his lawyers know that he's stuck. And the best way to maybe try to weasel your way out of this is go on television. He's doing a world tour. He was on Good Morning America today, for crying out loud. You got to buy T-shirts, SBF World Tour. And basically say, I know nothing. I see nothing. Hogan's Heroes type of a situation here. I'm an idiot. So you can't, I didn't mean to do anything wrong. That's got to be the only defense that he has right now. Everything is laid out. You're not supposed to, again, rule number one, when you start working on Wall Street, you learn it day one, is you don't commingle firm funds with client funds. And they did that on a regular basis. And then they're coming up with brand new coins that they said were worth X, and they were using it as collateral against other things. It is so crooked and so out of whack. But I saw this, okay? This group, Alameda, actually approached me. I get pitched all the time by these yahoos to get my clients involved. It took me a whole 15 seconds to throw it in the garbage. It said right on the front page, we guarantee 15% return on this investment. There is no risk at all. How is that possible? That's never been possible in the history of time. And that's the issue, is that Americans are constantly looking for a shortcut. They're looking for some sort of magic money machine, and it doesn't exist.
Yeah, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Now, this interview, Sam Bankman-Fried, a lot of people bought this kind of victim apology tour that, everything was wrong and I messed up, but I didn't mean to do any of it. I didn't mean to fraud anyone. A lot of people bought it, including some of his own investors. Kevin O'Leary said, he sent out a tweet. He said, I've lost millions of dollars because of this FTX crash, but I think Sam Bankman-Fried is telling the truth. Chris, this is kind of like Ponzi scheming 101, isn't it? Right? If you get caught, you convince yourself that your lies are true.
I'm sorry, but this Kevin O'Leary actually saying this. He's basically trying to save face, quite frankly. That he was such a fool to invest in something like this that was as plain as day a scam. I mean, this is a guy that they put on TV as being this great guru out here. You just lost millions of dollars in an obvious scam. Now, he's not the only one. Millions of people fell for this too. But again, the world's second oldest profession, get rich quick con artists. We see this again and again and again. And they just take some new shape or form. Human beings, again, they are looking for shortcuts in life. There's three ways to make money on Wall Street. You can make money on Wall Street by being a middleman, so to speak, as somebody that's involved in the flow of money, a brokerage, if you would. There's another way you can rip people off. The third way is through work, time, and effort. Okay, and that's the way that we do things.
Yeah. Now I want to play one more clip, not to harp on this too long. At the end of this interview, Chris, when the journalist is saying his farewell to SBF, the audience claps. Let's play it.
On behalf of everybody here and on behalf of the public, I want to thank you for engaging in it at a time, in truth, when I know you've been advised not to. So thank you so very, very much. Thank you.
So is this the applauding and the lauding that people get for amassing a multi-billion-dollar Ponzi and robbing people of their life savings? They get applauded for it?
Well, to be fair, I don't know if they're applauding for him or they're applauding Andrew for actually having him on. I know he caught a lot of flack for actually having and doing this interview. I think it's something you have to do. In the same way, Geraldo goes in to interview Charles Manson in jail. You're going to want to get to the bottom of something like this. And, this guy's willing to give up this information. That's quite the interview. And again, I'm not buying the fact. I don't think that his lawyers were advising him against doing this. I really don't. I think that this is the strategy.
Yeah. I would have to say I agree with you certainly on that. We got about a minute left, Chris, but I have to get your reaction. We had some pretty big news yesterday. Jerome Powell says the Federal Reserve's rate hikes could slow as soon as December. This caused a pretty green day at the end of the day yesterday in the market. Started out red, jumped green. This would be great news for the economy if this is true.
Well, it's taken a little bit by him coming out and saying that. It's actually added a little bit of certainty into what everyone kind of thought was going to happen next. It was still a pretty hawkish statement that he gave out there, keeping rates higher for a longer period of time, saying that their work is not done yet. But he basically said, okay, we've raised rates this much. We're going to slow the pace of this right now. So again, the market's kind of like clinging and looking for things to obviously rally on. And this was something to do it because, again, you take uncertainty off the table. It makes investing a little bit easier.
Yeah. That's right. Chris Markowski, host of WatchDog on Wall Street Radio Show. Always great to have you on. Thanks for being here.
Pleasure. Thank you.